Welcome to Magical Books for Kids, a podcast sponsored by Magic Everywhere, Inc., a company based in Florida. Hosted by Michael John Sullivan, this is your place to hear the very best children's stories and an opportunity to get to know your favorite authors. Now, here is Michael John Sullivan.
Welcome to Magical Books for Kids. I'm Michael John Sullivan, and thank you again for joining us another edition of our free podcast. It's available on all platforms, and it's sponsored by Magic Everywhere, Inc., a company based in Kissimmee, Florida. Joining me today is a special guest, Shelley Larkin. She is my co-collaborator and writing partner with joint ventures and projects that include targeted animation series Nick Nitley and the Sock Kids, Dr. Never Me, and Dynamite. In addition to her writing contributions, Shelley is also involved in all aspects of our company, Magic Everywhere Inc., business ventures, including character development, illustration collaboration, website design, marketing and promotions, and merchandising of books, videos, and other products. Last year, just in time for the holidays, Magic Everywhere Inc. launched a wonderful rhyming story called The Lizard Who Loves a Blizzard that tells the story of an adorable lizard from down under who dreams of snow on Christmas Day. Larry is dying to take to the slopes while riding his snowboard. His dream comes true, and he has the time of his life. Shelley is the lead writer on this wild ride. Today, we are talking about the evolution of Larry and this wonderful book and how it came to pass that we created this wonderful story. Shelley Larkin, welcome to Magical Books for Kids. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Well, first of all, as I said, you're involved in all the aspects of Magic Everywhere Inc. And of course, this book came about from an idea a few years ago. Having moved down to Florida, I see these lizards jumping in front of me as I leave my condo here. And it's sort of like always thought, well, where does a lizard go when it snows? And then we thought about, of course, well, it certainly doesn't snow in Australia on Christmas Day, but what a dream it would be if a lizard could snowboard on Christmas Day. So first of all, congratulations on the book, and tell us, of course, how the collaboration came about.
Well, thank you, and congratulations to you as well, because it was a joint effort. You had this idea and you presented it to me, and we took a look and read through it and talked some more about it, and decided to move forward with it, and made it out to be what it became. So it was a lot of fun to do that, working together on this project. I enjoyed it very much.
I should say this is not the first book that we've worked on. A few years ago, Shelley was been involved with an organization called Destination Imagination, actually helped produce, publish, and write a book called The Sock Kids Stand Up to Bullying. And it was a collaboration effort with Destination Imagination. The book was received very well by the people there. So this is not the first book, and this is the second book that we've worked so certainly directly with it. And of course, the other book that we had done previously, it was the Nick Nitley and the Sock Kids book, which was published and is available on Amazon. That was another book that we had done as well. So as far as the Larry the Lizard book, this is where you became the lead writer. Why don't you take everybody through the steps, how that became about where you became the lead writer.
Well, you deemed me such. We shared the ideas, and I did some work with it, and you liked what I did, and you thought maybe that I should go ahead and have that happen. So I appreciated it. It was very nice. It's all about teamwork, and we moved it forward and decided, let's put some illustrations to it. We then decided to see what we could find Illustrator wise, and we're members of different author groups and illustrator groups, and we reached out to different people that do the type of work we were looking for. And we connected with a wonderful young woman, Yanesi Puentes Cruz, who did do all the illustrations for our book. She's amazing. She lives in Cuba, and she's well renowned there, and she's a graphic artist and does some wonderful work. And so that was just a dream come true. She was able to connect with the story, and she was able to bring the vision to life of the different illustrations that we wanted to do, and Larry's personality and his friends' personalities. And so when you see the words and you see the illustrations, you know, it's just such a nice culmination of everything.
And you mentioned, of course, finding Inezi, our previous illustrator we found in Romania. So it's interesting. There's so many very talented illustrators and authors. And the one thing I found out with this particular podcast is there's thousands upon thousands of great children's authors as well as illustrators. So how did you decide on Inezi? What impressed you about her?
Well, you know, as you said, there are numerous authors, numerous illustrators, and you have an idea, you reach out, you let people know what it is you're trying to accomplish, and you hope that they have a good understanding of it, and where they can come back and then show you their ideas. And she just had a way of her and her ability, and she was able to do that. And so I felt that we were lucky. She is interested in doing more work like this because this is a little different medium for her. As I said, she's a graphic artist, and she's involved with other types of art. And so it was a bit of a challenge for her, but she was up for the challenge. And I like that too. I like when people don't want to cut themselves off, or they want to stay within their comfort zone, when they are willing to step out of that box and try something different and give it their all, which she did. And she was diligent, and the results were fantastic. So we're lucky. we had a great team in putting this together. Our web designer, Amber Mortensen, who did the design layout for the book. We had a great resource with our printer that we used. You know, as I said a little earlier, it takes a village. It's teamwork. And so when you are surrounded by all these wonderful people working for the same goal, to accomplish the same goal, you can't help but win. So I'm just real pleased at how everything turned out for us.
What was the message that you wanted to bring to this book? And I'm reminding the audience that we're talking to children's author Shelley Larkin, who is the lead writer in the rhyming book, The Lizard Who Loves a Blizzard. What was the message that you wanted to convey?
I think what happens for me, or to try and answer that for you, I think about who we are as a company and what our mission statement is, or our vision statement is, what we're about. And we are on a mission to spread empathy and acceptance through the power of storytelling, and to provide a foundation for other creatives too, to share and cultivate the importance of a vivid imagination, understanding, and kindness through our books and our videos and our animation projects. And so I think each project lends itself to telling a story, touching on topics, you know, that's value, that adds value to the reader's life, and then being able to create the characters, and where we breathe life into their personalities and watching them develop and evolve. I know that's one of my favorite things. But you know, when you can reach someone, just one person, with a message, then it helps me to know I'm doing the right thing, you know, just one person. So the readers inspire me, they encourage me to keep moving forward. And but for our Larry book, and maybe I'll jump ahead a bit, you know, it's about not giving up in having a dream and believing in it and believing in yourself and not letting go of it, and just continuing to pursue it. And that also to do what you do with kindness and with love. And when you do that, you surround yourself with wonderful people, and not to give up, like to believe the impossible. So
You've had vast experience, of course, dealing with children. You, as I mentioned before, you were involved with the organization Destination Imagination for many, 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 many years. We're not dating you, but it's been many years that you were involved with that particular program. Did that have any effect on the way you wrote this particular story?
well, you mentioned the other book that we worked on in the anti-bullying book, and that was an important topic for me. And I think a lot of why that was because I have dealt with many children over the years, and I've seen the way in which kids work together as a group, the way they're accepted, the way they're not always accepted, the way that sometimes people are made fun of. I hate the bullying, of course. And so whenever, like I say, we can write or create something that's going to be fun, but also sends a message that when a person's done reading it and they think about the story and they walk away with a thought that makes them feel better or makes them think, I think we've done a great job. And because you can never be too nice, you can never be too kind. And I wish that people could be like that all the time. That's my Pollyanna side and my Tinkerbell side. I just want to believe that there's good in everyone, and through what we do, we try to send that message as well.
Right, and that's a message in all the books that Magic Everywhere does produce,
right,
as well. The bullying part is certainly personal for me in that sense. I haven't been bullied on a school bus to the point where my parents finally took me off the bus after I was coming home with bloody noses all the time. And back then, you didn't say much; you just took it, and and especially when you're that young, and back in, it's dating myself, it was back in the 1960s, early 70s, that back then the bullying was treated differently. You just took it and you moved forward. When today there's a lot more written about it, there's a lot more explained about it, yet it doesn't seem like it doesn't resonate with a lot of people because of social media. Social media has created another forum or another platform for people to be bullied. People can sit behind a computer and hide and bully people. So we see that all day on Facebook, on Twitter, especially. I call them the toxic platforms. And it's allowed a new group of bullies to come forward and hide and do that. So the book that you went forward and you helped form the partnership with Destination Imagination, This Hot Kids Stand Up Against Bullying, is a tremendous book. And not only because it's a good story and everything, but in the back of the book, there's some wonderful messages, including you put together a question and answer situation as well. So obviously you had that in mind with Destination Imagination, having dealt with all the kids during those years.
Having dealt with them, yes. And then also being at the global final event that happens yearly, and meeting children in that environment at the expo, and where there is an interest from them wanting to know what we do and the types of social issues that we were working with at the time. And we were approached by parents and children alike who asked us if we had ever thought about writing a book that had to do with bullying and anti-bullying. And we left that event and we talked about it, and we decided, yes, this is the right time and we should. And we had discussed it. And so we moved forward with that idea and we made that happen. And the next year at that event, when we were invited back, the book was available to every team manager that attended the global finals. And it was, the book was found in their registration packet. And I think the biggest thrill for me was when parents and children who we had met the year before saw the book, realized it was something that they had talked to us about and we had made it happen. When they came to find us and they thanked us, and the children, the one little boy where he said, "Oh, you remember, and thank you, and I love this book." And so that's what I was saying before about when you can send a message that touches someone, just someone, where it has a greater impact on them for doing so, then you've done the right thing. You know that you're making a difference in someone's life, and that's important.
And the books that we write for Magic Everywhere, it's not only a message, but it's an element of hope. That there's hope that there are good people out there.
Absolutely.
And always follow your dream. Which is the lizard who loves a blizzard. He had this incredible dream. Everybody thought that he was kind of crazy, but of course, it's the craziest people that make the most impact in this world, for sure. And Larry Larry is like that. Larry's in Australia, and of course on Christmas Day, it's summer. Really, that's their summer. Well, but all Larry wants to do is on Christmas Day just have a little snowboard and go down a hill and experience what many people here in this country, the United States, go through. So we gave life to this little lizard, and we made him human-like in many ways because he has dreams just like everybody else here does. So why don't you read the book, The Lizard Who Loves a Blizzard? And we're talking to Shelley Larkin, the lead writer of this particular wonderful rhyming book that is published by Magic Everywhere. And of course, you can find it on our website, magiceverywhereinc.com as well. It's on our website if you want to purchase it. But Shelley Larkin is going to read the book. It's the floor is yours, Shelley.
Great, thank you so much. All right, everyone enjoy. The day was hot as can be. Larry the lizard fried eggs on his sidewalk cafe. Larry loved his little life down under, but he jumped for joy at the sound of thunder. Oh, he'd shout out to his kangaroo friends with glee. Can this be the snowstorm I so want to see? His friends laughed so hard that they cried. Winter in Australia means no snow from the sky. But Larry believed the generations before who spoke of the white Christmas snow lizards of lore. Every Christmas, Larry would step outside, stretch out his neck and move side to side, trying to coax the clouds in the sky. Larry believed snow would happen for sure. His heart was so big and his wishes so pure. His friends would laugh and say, Larry, there's no way. Our Christmas is hot, and that's how it will stay. But Larry the lizard refused to believe that he would never see a snow-covered tree. He dreamt of snow every single night, wishing and longing for a Christmas of white. Year after year, every Christmas stayed green, but Larry still held tight to his dream. His friends always laughed, but he never lost cheer. Larry kept wishing every year. It was one strange day in the month of December. Larry's snow dreams melted, but his heart still remembered. Maybe his friends were right after all. Maybe the snow would never fall. This made Larry sadder than ever. So he hummed a small tune, and that made him feel better. Next Christmas Day came with a chill in the air, and Larry remembered he needed to wash his derriere. Larry stepped outside, and the Christmas lights glimmered. Clouds covered the sky, and the snow grew thinner. Larry jumped into the lake for his morning bath. When a single snowflake took a curious path, the fluttering flake ended up on his nose. Just look at his face. His surprise really shows. Larry the lizard leapt out of the lake. He could hardly believe it, but it was no mistake. White puffy flakes fell down from above, filling Larry's heart all the way up with love. Larry the lizard felt so alive. His wishes came true, his dream realized. He loved everything about it, the cold and the breeze, The snow had now piled up well past his knees. Larry the lizard dug deep into the fluff. It was so much fun he could not get enough. With tiny hands and a full heart, he tunneled quickly towards City Park. He moved so fast, he was on quite a tear. Larry was faster than a polar bear. Larry dug through the snow to the tippy-tip top, then burst out from below with quite a big pop. And at the top, what did he do? He called out to his friend the kangaroo. Then Larry spied a nearby tree and had a thought that filled him with glee. He peeled off a nice smooth piece of bark to ride down the hill back down to the park. Larry looked down and could see the whole town. Everyone cheered as snow kept falling down. All his friends could finally see how wonderful Larry's snow could be. That day, the snow brought the whole town together. Everyone's mood was as light as a feather. Down the hill so fast he slid. No one could believe what Larry did. Everyone gasped as he sped down the hill. It made them all want to join in the thrill. So the children dove in and their parents cheered loud. He loved hearing all the shouts from the crowd. Larry never wanted this Christmas to end. He disappeared to the cafe and brought back some good cheer for his friends. They all raised their cups and gave Larry a toast. Of all the Christmases, he loved this one the most. So it goes to show you don't have to be a lizard with unshakable hope. Be yourself. Don't mind what others think. Nope. Sprinkle everyone with kindness and good friends will appear. And believe the impossible, just like little Larry here.
Bravo. So that's a wonderful Christmas story. And of course, it's a story that could be read all year long. So what's up for Larry next? Is it a summer tale? Does Larry go surfing? You know, what will Larry do next? So the readers want to know, Shelley Larkin.
Right. I would love to see him go surfing. That would be fantastic. You know, I live in Southern California and I live in a beach town, and it's a popular area for surfers. So maybe I need to hang out more at the beach and get some more inspiration.
And we want to remind everybody that you can purchase The Lizard Who Loves a Blizzard on magiceverywhereinc.com. It's available in our store. And there's a little plushie, of course, of Larry, who's finding forever homes all across this world, which is very nice. So, Shelley Larkin, I want to thank you for joining us here on Magical Books for Kids. And we're looking forward to the next time that Larry takes his next adventure, whether it's in the summer or in the fall or in the winter or in the spring, or perhaps it's some kind of another holiday story. So
absolutely. Well, that's the fun of collaborating, and I look forward to doing more of that with you.
So join us for another edition of Magical Books for Kids. Again, thank you again to Shelley Larkin, lead writer for The Lizard Who Loves a Blizzard, as well as a co-writer of the Sock Kids Stand Up Against Bullying as well. And of course, the Nick Nitley story. It's all available in our magiceverywhereinc.com store. Again, this is free on all platforms and is sponsored by Magic Everywhere Inc., a company based in Kissimmee, Florida. We hope that you join us again for another edition of Magical Books for Kids. I'm Michael John Sullivan. Thanks again.
Thank you for listening to Magical Books for Kids, a podcast sponsored by Magic Everywhere Inc., a company based in Florida, hosted by Michael John Sullivan. This is your place to hear the very best children's stories and an opportunity to get to know your favorite authors. Join us for another fun storytelling podcast next week.